Okay, this is our last TSY practice with this course, practice number eight. So we'll just be doing the same thing as last week, where we're bringing in all of these different key elements of a trauma-sensitive yoga practice and just combining them all on the mat or from a chair if you're choosing to practice from a chair. So that's the first thing, is making a choice about how you'd like to engage with the practice and where you'd like to engage with the practice from. So the very first choice of how to position your body, be that sitting on the floor, maybe sitting on a chair. You could also do this practice from a standing position or even lying down on your back. So maybe take this time here, a bit of time for yourself to figure out how you will physically orient yourself with this practice, and then just maybe getting yourself organized there. If you're choosing to sit on the ground, maybe getting yourself any kind of support you might need, maybe a cushion to sit on. Maybe taking a moment just to settle in. And then once you are set up and ready to begin, you might just allow a moment to simply notice that you have arrived. Perhaps taking or making a little bit of a shift mentally from a mostly outwardly focused orientation to a more inward focus, where you're able to maybe notice and feel your body in this moment, feeling that you've arrived in your body fully, or as fully as is available for you today. And one way to notice and to feel your body could be through movement. So you might choose to begin moving your body. One way to move could be shifting from side to side. So this is one choice, maybe shifting side to side. Or maybe choosing to shift forward and back. If you'd prefer to start your practice with another kind of movement, you're welcome to do that. If you're choosing to make this rocking motion, whether it be side to side or forward and back, possibly noticing the sensation of the movement. So maybe you feel this shifting of your weight across the surface beneath you. Or perhaps as you're moving, you're able to notice or feel the sensations in your muscle, in your body as you move, related to the movement. So if you're choosing a rocking, whether it's side to side or front and back, you might notice sensation through your torso area related to the movement. Another way to move, you might begin to rotate your torso. You're welcome to use your hands as support wherever you need to, maybe on the legs or on the floor if you're sitting. Possibly moving your torso in a rotation, in a circle. And possibly as you settle in to this movement, whatever that movement is for you, you might also become aware of the fact that you're breathing. You're just aware of your breath. Possibility to go back the opposite way. Maybe noticing the breath, your breath moving in and out of your body. Maybe noticing sensations in your body. and choosing the size of the movement, the speed of the movement, maybe making adjustments as you need to suit you and your body, to suit you today. You can stay with this rotation or whichever movement you are using to connect with your body. You can stay with that movement for as long as it's useful to you, as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you can come back toward a centered position. And maybe now shifting your awareness toward your shoulders and just noticing any kind of movement you might like to do with your shoulders. It could be a lifting and lowering of your shoulders. It could be shrugging shoulders up towards your ears and back down again. An opportunity to bring your attention to your shoulders, to notice the sensation of your shoulders, whether they're moving or still. Another way to move could be rotations. Maybe rotating forward. You could rotate back. You can even bring your fingers to your shoulders and make your rotations that way. Maybe you notice here as well that the choice is yours on how big these movements are, how fast these movements are, how many movements you do. And always welcome to possibly explore linking your breath and your movement together. So maybe finding a rhythm of breath and movement together. Changing direction as often as you like, whenever you like. You can pause at any point. You can come out of the movement, out of the stretch or shape at any point. Maybe using the sensations of your body to inform how you engage with the practice. So possibly staying with those rotational movements through your shoulders or whichever kind of shoulder movement you've taken. When you're ready, maybe coming back toward neutral once again. And possibly finding some movement for your head or your neck. So you could be maybe turning your head from side to side. So one possibility could be turning your head side to side. Maybe you try this and notice how it feels for you. Another way to engage with the neck movement could be lowering your head to one side, like you're dropping your ear towards your shoulder. And this is one where maybe you stay, maybe you hold, or maybe you choose to alternate sides, possibly in your own rhythm, finding your own rhythm, creating your own rhythm. So that's another option as well. And as you're moving or as you're stretching, you're welcome to notice the sensations in your neck. And possible that you might find a part of your neck that you feel is a little tight, or there's holding of tension. You're welcome to use your hand on one side of your head to support the stretch. So another option is to bring in a hand on the side of your head to support your stretch. Another way to move could be lifting and lowering your head. So the lifting and lowering could be with the chin coming down to the chest and then lifting the chin up toward the ceiling. You can also utilize your hands in the support of the stretch, particularly on the downward movement, so that's an option as well. So run through those choices, maybe side to side movements of your head, turning side to side, or possibly releasing your head side to side, or maybe moving your head up and down, with or without the use of your hands to support the stretch. And if you're choosing a more dynamic variation, maybe noticing that rhythm of movement, your rhythm of movement. Maybe noticing sensations. And then maybe moving to a rotation of your head and neck. So possibly moving your head and a rotation. Knowing you're welcome to stop at any point or to hold any part of that rotational movement if you come across any specific areas in your head and neck as you're noticing the sensations. If you notice specific parts that need a bit more attention, you're welcome to pause and hold for as long as you'd like. You might be just going in one direction, or you might be going back the opposite direction, covering both of the directions. And maybe also finding a way to synchronize your breath and your movement. Just an option. If it feels useful to you, you might try to bring your breath and your movement together. So maybe using movement to feel into, to discover, to become aware of your body sensations, your bodily experience moment to moment, this present moment experience through your body. And when you're ready to move on, maybe pausing here at neutral for a moment, maybe finding some stillness through your neck, through your head. You might spend a moment with the awareness, an awareness of your breath, or possibly just an awareness of your body, however it is today, however it feels today. If you'd like, you can explore a side stretching shape, and the options here for engaging in the side stretch could be from a seated position with the legs crossed, maybe leaning to one side with just the torso, or possibly using your arm, your hand stretching up and over. Another way could be to extend your legs out in front, maybe create some space between your feet and lean into a side stretch that way. So that's another option. You might keep your arm, if you're using your arm, you might keep your arm steady and hold in that side lean position, or you might choose to find some kind of movement through your arm, some kind of rotation. It doesn't have to be rotation. You're welcome to explore for yourself any kind of movement here through your arm, and maybe noticing how that feels. You're welcome to stay and hold one side, or you might choose to move from side to side. That might be a quicker movement, or maybe something a little more slow. Your choice. There's no right or wrong way to be moving. We are creating opportunities to land with awareness within the body, to notice sensations, to practice making choices, to feel into rhythms. We're just creating these opportunities to notice, to be embodied. So the way you move really isn't important, only important for you. Okay, so maybe going side to side, maybe with the arms, but maybe just your torso. Maybe choosing to hold one side for a few breaths. Maybe you notice what the breath does within the shape. So you can continue with the side to side movement, or you might like to explore a forward folding movement. This can be done with the legs as they already are, or you might like to change the position of your legs. So some ways to have your legs in a forward fold could be crossed in front of you, could be extended straight out in front of you, your legs parallel, or you might have some space between your feet. Another way to explore a forward fold a little bit different could be from a kneeling position. So maybe you find kneeling and fold your torso forward over your legs, over your thighs. However you feel like engaging with a forward fold today, you're welcome to find that now for yourself. If you feel like moving still, if you feel like still moving within the shape, you're welcome to create some movement within the forward fold. So you might find a way to move your body within this forward folding shape. You're also welcome to, if you choose to, be still in your forward fold. That's completely your choice. If that feels most useful for you today, you can go with that. And sometimes what feels right for us one day might be completely different the next, and that's totally fine. Maybe you notice as you're folding forward what this forward fold helps you feel in your body, or what sensations arise within this forward folding shape in your body. I'm opting for a forward fold with a bit of space between my legs, so this is bringing for me a lot of sensation through my inner thighs, but I'm also aware of some sensation through my lower back. So maybe noticing how you feel in your version, in your expression of a forward fold. Creating any kind of movement within your forward fold if that's what you're looking for. Maybe establishing a rhythm through movement, or possibly landing on another rhythm through the breath, so that you might be noticing the rhythm of your breath. So feel free to stay in your version of a forward fold for as long as you like. The next shape I'll offer, maybe a twist. So again, twisting can be done with your legs crossed, it can be done with your legs extended, it can be done lying down or standing up. So one variation we'll start with could be raising your arms up, and then as you lower your arms down, you might take one arm forward and one arm back. So this variation has a potential to be quite dynamic. You can move side to side, but you're also welcome to once you've arrived in the twist, you're welcome to hold there. You might find a place to rest your hands to support that twist hold. You might even bring your head or your neck into the twist if you'd like. Or you might be choosing to stay with this dynamic twisting from side to side, possibly linking the movement with your breath. It's possible you might make use of both dynamic and static variations of the twist. That's one possibility. So maybe holding your twist, maybe moving from one side to the other, twist to twist, and continuing with the twists as long as you like. When you're ready to move on from the twist, you might take a moment and center, pausing in neutral. One of our final options here is for a breathing rhythm with a rhythm of movement through the arms. So if you're interested in linking your breath and your movement, synchronizing those two together, one way to do that could be taking your arms out to the sides as you breathe in and lowering down in front of you as you breathe out. Another way to explore this could be breathing in as you take your arms out in front of you and breathing out as you lower your arms down beside you. If you prefer to just move in one plane of direction with the breath, you're welcome to. It could be up and down the sides, maybe breathing in as you lift up, or breathing out as you lower down. That could be at the front, up and down. If breathing in on the way up and breathing out on the way down doesn't feel right for you, feel free to reverse that. And if there's a completely different way that you know or you'd like to move your arms with your breath, absolutely welcome to follow that, to go with that. And if you're choosing to explore this movement, explore this rhythm of breath and movement, synchronized, harmonized together, maybe noticing what you can feel in your body. So you might feel sensation through your arms, through your shoulders as you continue to move. You might notice the movement of your lungs and your body, your torso as you're breathing. Maybe a sensation of lifting as the arms raise and the breath comes in. Maybe a sensation of lowering as the arms come down and the breath releases out. No right or wrong sensation to be aware of, or to have, or to experience. Just the invitation to notice what's present for you, however you're moving, however you're breathing. Maybe continuing with the breathing with your arms if you'd like. At this point in the practice, I'll offer a about a minute for you to explore any other kind of movement or stretching that you might like to do that might feel useful for you today. If you don't have anything like that, then you're welcome to set yourself up for a bit of relaxation or rest, maybe some stillness, or perhaps there's something in that class that we've done prior, the practices that we've done prior, that you'd like to revisit. I'll just give a couple more options for finding ways to move your body as we move towards the end of our practice. So I'm going to do this one from my back. So one way to round out your movements here, to finish up the movement segment of your practice, could be on the ground on your back, maybe with your knees hugging into your chest. And you can, if you'd like, you can rock from side to side here. So maybe rocking side to side across your lower back. You can do this from seated, maybe with your feet on the floor, hugging your knees in, or something similar to that. So these are just options. If you have a way that you want to move, you're welcome to go with that. Another way to start to wind down your practice could be with raising your legs up toward the ceiling. So you might hold the backs of your legs with your hands. You could place your hands underneath your lower back as you extend your legs up. If you're choosing to go with a raised leg position, you're welcome to bring some movement into your legs. Maybe you rotate your ankles, or perhaps point your toes toward the ceiling and then pull them back down towards you. So any variations or little modifications within these movements are yours to make. And one last option, you can choose to do all of these, or you might just be doing one or two of them. And you can stay with each of them for as long as you'd like. One last option could be to have your feet grounded a little bit further out than your hips, so that your knees can drop in toward each other. And it might take a little bit of experimenting, changing positions, to find something that feels right for your body. Once you've got that, then you might even explore crossing your arms over in front of your chest. So it doesn't matter which arm goes first, which arm goes over or under. You might cross your arms over your chest, maybe reaching back towards opposite shoulders. So feel free to take any of those options, or to try all of those options. And it's possible that you might try one and decide that feels quite useful for you. You'd like to stay with that one. So you're welcome to. So wherever you are, whatever you're choosing to do, you might stay for another 5 or so breaths. If working with the breathing and noticing the breath isn't useful for you today, then you're welcome to use another measure of time. Maybe you count mentally to 10. Maybe there's a verse of a song you can repeat or sing mentally. You could even sing it out loud if you'd like. When you're ready to move to your final place of rest, whether that's sitting up or lying down, it might even be continuing with some movement if that's better for you. You might move towards that place or that movement. I'm opting to take my final bit of rest from this lying down position today. And once you've settled in, you might notice that you're breathing. Feel free to use a hand anywhere on your body, or both of your hands resting on your torso, to help to feel the breath. You might find that having the hands on the body is useful for you for other reasons. So that's just an option. Maybe resting your hands on your body, maybe resting your hands beside your body, maybe noticing your breath. You're welcome to notice whereabouts in your body you feel the breath moving. Maybe allowing yourself a moment here to notice how you feel. Having come to the end of this half-hour practice, and having come to the end of this 8-week course, this eight practices of TSY, you're welcome to notice how you feel. If the ability to notice how you're feeling isn't available to you today or in this moment, that's totally fine. And from here, maybe noticing what you can feel, the sensation of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. If you're lying down on your back, there may be multiple points of contact, so you're welcome to scan through those. You might stay with an awareness of contact sensations in your body, or you might shift your awareness to sound, maybe noticing sounds in your environment. You can move your awareness from one sound to the next. Maybe you move through sound and find the most distant sound. You're welcome to engage with this practice with your eyes open or closed. Maybe moving out through sound as far as you can hear. And possibly once you pick up on that most distant sound, you might start to move your awareness back in. Gradually drawing your awareness back in. Until maybe you get back to an awareness of your body. Maybe taking a few final moments here to rest with your awareness in your body. And I'll just take this time to create a bit of quiet, a bit of silence, a bit of space. About a minute. And when you're ready, possibly finding some movement for your body if you've been still. And you can close your practice in your own unique way. Thank you very much for sharing this journey with me over the last 8 weeks. I wish you all the best. See you later.